Every dollar you make, you're spending $1.78. Hey guys, Steve Zalunardo and Hussein Kabani, an East Meets West podcast. We're here to talk about our weekly successes and failures, in a sense, and ultimately just talking a little bit about consumer debt. Another report just came out, and then we'll flip into some mindset stuff.
Yep.
Very cool, man. So, how was your week?
Week has been awesome.
Yeah,
it's been awesome. Signing a bunch more listings that we have coming out, Pickering Ajax. We have listings that we've been signing starting to go live starting next week.
Yeah.
I know we've been talking about like we're kind of tailing off and whatever else like that.
Yeah.
Some of the properties that we're bringing forward to the market, I think they're still going to be very compelling because of the price points, like $599 and $699 price points.
Yeah.
So I think we're still going to see those guys move. Pricing them right, presentation is going to be awesome on these guys.
Yeah.
So we have them moving. Ended up doing a pre-construction deal on a townhouse, a podle. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So for guys that don't know what a podle is, it's like a freehold homes, right, with the common elements for the roads,
fair enough.
right?
Yeah,
so that's a podle.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's POTL, right? So it's called, we just call it a podle.
Oh.
Right? Okay, so it's a podle.
Pothole?
Yeah, pothole. If they have a podle to replace it, as long as you pay
What does it
$100.
stand for? What's it?
To be honest, I don't know. Yeah, but thanks for calling me out on that.
At least it's freehold. That's awesome.
Well, yeah. So the house itself and the
Yeah.
property that it sits on is freehold, and then so
Just
the part that's a common element is the
the road.
roadway,
Yeah.
the roadway and the
How
sidewalk.
about the garbage?
No, so the garbage is still by municipality.
Okay.
Yeah, like the rule for that is that as long as they leave a certain amount of space on the boulevard, I forgot what it was, like 17 feet or something like that, then they will continue to service it. The city will continue to service it.
So what you bought is exactly what I'm building in Alliston.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So what we had to do is just structure the turning radius for the garbage truck.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a new
That's good.
townhouse complex or townhouse development at Altona and Finch and Pickering on the northwest corner. They had about 110 homes. They had three different styles: street townhomes, interior townhomes, and semi-detaches.
Yeah.
They were only expected to release 4 blocks of it, like half of it roughly. But the sales were like overwhelming.
Yeah.
So
Good pricing?
yeah, you know what? I thought they were great. So like they had street townhomes starting around like 530, around the 530 mark, and they were pretty decent size too, 1,700 square feet. A garage in the back. So yeah, they were really nice. The price points were really good. They ended up releasing almost everything that they had. Well, they did release everything they had. The street townhomes, they sold through everything
Right away.
in 2 hours. Interior
Are
towns.
those commercial at the bottom too?
No, it's just strictly residential, yeah. And then the interior towns, by Monday, they had sold out everything except 6 units. And then the semi-detaches, they were in the mid-7s or so. They were a little bit tougher to move. So they had like, I think, 8 or 9 of them sold. So there was more of those available.
Really?
Yeah.
Flipped them pretty quick.
Yes, so they had a very good sellout. The price point was very compelling, and the area in Pickering is awesome.
Yeah.
I had a buyer that originally came in, but she backed out on me last minute. So we did submit a deal, but I had to back out. I leveraged my contacts within that development to get this deal too. But it worked out anyways. We had another buyer that came in on Monday and bought a unit as well. Yeah.
Nice.
So we got one of those guys done, and they had a very successful sell. I was happy to see the demand was so much there. Yeah. Price points were compelling, but the demand was huge.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then we've just been continuing on our path of buyers. So met with a new buyer yesterday for a downtown condo. Yeah. So in terms of sales and activity, it's been huge.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. It's been a good week too. I remember going in 2 weeks ago when I went on a long weekend. I had 3 offers in on 3 different listings, and they all simultaneously failed. Just fell down like dominoes. And then last week, going into the weekend, we sold three of our listings.
That's awesome.
One after another. So
amazing.
So which is good, right?
Yeah,
so that's awesome. And what did we put up a few more listings?
So what are you down to, like 50 now?
No, I got 13.
Oh my god,
13
awesome,
units. But I think I need to flip around 5. I want to unload about 50% of that inventory within this month, and then replenish at the current prices, because now we're getting out leverage with pricing.
Yes.
So massive, like last week, 3 price adjustments, like going into the week. It just kept chipping away because we had to get these things sold.
Yeah.
And that's it. So I got an offer in another property today. We're substantially lower than what they're asking. It was a suspended listing.
Okay.
I was kind enough to call the agents and have them represent their clients instead of going directly to the door. So.
Okay.
I hope I made the right choice, because I think the agent's starting to interfere now with the process, because I think I could have gone directly, maybe done the deal a little easier. But just Well, yeah.
Suspended contract date has to be over.
It's gone.
Oh.
A year.
Okay.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah. I should have went, but you know what? Common courtesy, common respect, just to see if it doesn't work.
Let's see if it works out.
If it works out, and you know the agents are at least back and forth.
Hopefully you get that respect.
Yeah. If it's not, I'll just tell them like this will be the last time that I'll extend courtesy.
Yeah.
I have no problem door knocking your client. You know, after suspended,
you're a trained animal.
It's militant at that point, right? I'll camp out on the front door. So I hope I hope they're wise with what they're doing. They don't need me hunted in their backyard. That's pretty good. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good week. Really tired. Excuse me. Tired. I'm exhausted a little bit right now. So I don't know what I gotta do. So I just kind of take a little bit of a break. But there's so much stuff going on. It's like you can't. Yeah. So I'm trying to do like come in early, like normally what I do, and then maybe split out like 1 o'clock, take a little break, and then work into the evening, right? That's about it. But we're going to Montreal next week. We're going to watch the race, Formula 1.
Are you guys?
Yeah. So
nice, man. That's awesome. That's going to be a nice little break.
Yeah, I think so. That'd be cool.
Awesome.
That's cool, man.
Business is good?
Yeah, it's okay, man. Can't complain. It's been a decent year, you know what I mean?
Hey, man. I can't complain either. Even though, like, I haven't been full force with everything that I've been doing in the past or whatever else like that.
Still tailing off.
Yeah, and you know what? This is just and not to boost about our businesses or anything, but this is just maturity, almost like starting to get to the maturity state in the business, right?
Snowballs.
Whereas, like you've come to a level where you can almost consistently predict what the business is going to be, but then when you get to this point, then now you know that you got to kind of like shoot up again, right?
So it's good and bad because when we predict it and then it doesn't come, then it's like nail biting stress and it kind of puts us out, right?
Yeah.
So it's just they always say keep the gas pedal engaged.
Yes.
You know, full throttle for a certain point, but always keep it on, even a halfway point. Like going into the summer months, I'll just keep it on. Let's say half pedal.
You know, it's like coaching I get with Rob Vivian. It's just like he uses that like putting coal in a train. I mean, it's just like you got to be going. If you make that train stop to get it started again, it's incredibly difficult. So it's better, like you said, to be like half off of it, but like you know,
still turning transaction.
You know, for us, like because we go so hard through the whole time, we should take half the summer off. Like I'm not saying all of July or all of August, but I think we should.
No, for sure. You know, you ever watched The Great Gatsby, the original one?
No, I haven't seen the original.
So watch the original one with Robert Redford. And if you look, New York stock traders, business owners, industrialists, they all like grinded it out. By June, they all moved out to the Hamptons.
Yeah.
And that's what they were based their office out there in the Hamptons. I think it was the Hamptons. Anyway. So in the Hamptons, they would base everything out there. Yeah. So they would take the whole summer off, right? 2 months. You know, let's say July and August, they would take right off. Yeah. And they would, touch and go with the office. They would take a trade. Yeah. But so they've done it back then. And I think that's what we got to do here, right? That's what I'm saying. If I had a cottage.
But I think that's what we're building our business to be, right?
Yeah. If I had a cottage, you can do that remotely, right? Sure. You can just kind of skip back and forth. If I have to be in the city for 2 days, let's say, you go bang out your appointments, get your listings, and then shoot back up to the cottage and enjoy, right? Yeah. So I think that's cool. I think that's what we should do. Quality of life, right?
Yep, that comes first.
Yeah, for sure, man. So I want to switch into just regarding. So I'm just reading this article on debt levels, the highest it's ever been for Canadian households. So they're saying that we're at the debt to income ratio for Canadian households reached 178.5%.
Wow.
In Q4.
So a debt to income. So the debt is
every dollar you make, you're spending $1.78.
Wow. Every dollar you make,
you're spending $1.78.
So you're off by 75%.
78. Yeah.
78%.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So imagine that. Every dollar you make, you're spending $1.78. So imagine the debt.
So household income of $100,000.
They're spending $178,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you service that?
That's the thing. Is that debacle that's going to happen. When the states collapsed in 2007, 8. I think they were only at 115 or 120% ratio, or 120%. Compared to our 178%.
So what is the percentage of household incomes that are like this, or percentage?
No, this is just the average. Yeah,
that's average.
Yeah, this is just right down the middle. It could be higher than that, right? That's just like they how we do it. They just did an average ratio of everybody in Canada, basically.
That's scary. That's scary to a certain point, but like for savvy investors, this can also mean a very good deal.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
Very good deals coming out in the market.
You're going to be able to. So look at this, even for myself talking about investing. I saw a property came up yesterday or 2 days ago. Perfect, 75-footer. It's easy dividable, good section. But he's at 540 or 550. I want to spend 450. And I know
you don't know, man. Like these guys may come down.
And if it's not this one, it's the next one. Yeah. So I'm not. I have a partner in one of these deals, and he's anxious. He's like, "Let's go, let's get something."
Yeah.
We're gonna save like $40,000 to $50,000, $60,000, get exactly what we want.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's just like being patient.
Well, you make your money on the purchase, right?
Always.
Yeah. So you're gonna make your money on the buy.
Always.
Yeah. So you got to buy it right. Yeah. I mean, like there is a bungalow in Pickering that I've just been kind of eyeing down. I think it is going to be a good future development. It's nothing that you can kind of subdivide or anything else like that. But it's sitting in a really nice neighborhood.
To build.
Yeah. So it's sitting in a really nice neighborhood. It went sold conditionally, came back on the market. Yeah. Now it has a description in it that says house is being sold as is. So I know something went wrong. I know something went wrong with the home inspection. They didn't lower the price.
4 inches of mold in the attic.
They didn't lower the price, so I'm just kind of like sitting back and waiting to see what these guys do, because that's going to scare the heck out of somebody. And they're priced high for a developer to touch them.
Yeah.
So
what are they at?
So they're at $699. Yeah, they're at $699. It's high for a developer to touch them, and somebody that is going to spend $699, I'm pretty sure they're going to want a house to live in. You know what I mean?
But if you bought that for $690, let's say $650.
Sure.
You spent, I don't know, if you built a 3,500 square foot house, you probably into it for $700K. Let's call it 700 plus fees. So you're at $1,350,000, $1,400,000.
Yeah.
With development charges.
Yeah.
So $1,400,000, and then they're probably worth about what, 1.6, 1.7?
Yeah, if you're lucky, to be honest.
1.6?
Yeah, like 1.6 or so. Yeah. But the thing is that the effort involved in doing something like that for me wouldn't be worth it. So it really comes down to an end user that has an end game with it, right?
For sure.
So like someone like me, I would have an end game with something like that, right? To do something again, like build from scratch or whatever for personal use. Absolutely. So for personal use, it would work out. Like, I mean, unless you could pick it up for $450 or $500. If you could pick it up for $450 or $500, then
you get a smile.
Yeah. Like that's where I want to buy. Like ideally, and I just board up the damn thing and let it sit. You know what I mean? I think these deals are going to come across. So I'm just not going to jump on anything. You might get lucky and find something in better neighborhoods.
But that's what. So just following all these statistics, there's going to be some sort of debacle coming right forward. So let's just sit and wait. That's the whole point, right? Just be patient. Like you said, and it's always important what you're paying for the property rather than what you're selling it for. Because you're always going to make your money on the purchase.
Yeah.
Look at the properties now. I sold. It was the purchase we did. We killed them on the purchase, right?
Yeah.
And you sold them and you made your ton of equity on the sale, right?
For sure. It's even like the pre-construction stuff I was buying before, right? Like the new homes. Like even the last one we bought in Pickering as the investment, which my mom ended up moving into, which is fine.
It's a good investment.
Yeah, which is fine. But like something like that picked up at $340. You picked it up at $340. You made your money on the buy. Right now there's the similar house that's less upgraded. They're listed at $530, holding back offers until I think today or tomorrow. So if that guy even goes at $530,
it's $200,000.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah. So of course you're gonna make your money on the buy. But coming back again to this consumer debt thing, that's we hear more and more and more about this, and we've been talking about this on our podcast.
Yeah.
But it's mind-boggling to me that you don't hear anything, like anyone really taking any actions. Like, what are people doing? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand what people are doing to correct this.
Offset it.
Yeah.
It's just...
Is it something, sorry man to cut you off, but is it something that people are just doing blindly until they get slapped in the face and then you're done?
So, just remember our culture, right? So, because my parents immigrated here in '68. You bought a house for $27,000, I think it was. They had a $3,000 deposit. So, which is like, what's that, 10% or less or whatever?
Yeah.
They paid that house off in 7 years.
Wow.
In 7 years, they paid it off and it was done, right? So, my dad made what? I don't know. It was $3 an hour, $4 an hour as a labor framer, like a carpenter. but they were able to, and the interest rates were in 78.
Massive.
When they bought, when they got married 68, no, 71 they moved in. So 1971, it was probably about that 16-17% range, right? But they were able to pay the house off in 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Why? Because there was no other crap going along with it. They never took vacations. They had one car, you know what I mean? My dad took that to work. My mom was a homemaker, raised the kids like my wife's doing now. And there was no other expenses, right? Just food and house, and that was it. That's all they did. But they still had company, and
sure,
you know, there was always abundance of food and alcohol, let's call it. So
they were more focused, right? With less distractions. Right now we got so many distractions,
so many distractions,
us.
And there's so much opportunity for you to borrow.
Yeah.
Because how we live today is, let's say a middle class person today making, I don't know what it is. Say someone making $80,000 a year, they're living like someone that made $1 million a year, let's say back in the 70s.
Sure.
Because all these houses are all, like you were saying, if you know, you shut everything down, everything is leased or mortgaged. It's like what really is left, right?
What's left.
Like that car, the Mercedes. So if people say, hey, I want your car, you can take it. I'll give you the lease payment with it.
Yeah.
It's not mine.
You pay the owner, but dude, like it's the same thing like you're saying with the car. Someone's like, hey, nice car. I was like, not my car.
Yeah,
it's a rental. I tell everybody it's a rental. It's a rental. It's not my car.
Absolutely that. But you know, back in the day when the Italians, there's always like a congrat. You bought a new car. Yeah. You invited the compadre over, the cugini, the whole thing. Everybody would come over, and you'd have a celebration. You have champagne and the whole thing.
Wow,
it was a whole like blessing, right? It was almost like how they used to get when someone bought a boat, they would break a bottle of champagne on it, right? So same idea. And now, like, we buy a new car, just like, my dad, congratulations. It's not mine, guys. It's not. And when I buy my Porsche cash, you can we'll have a little celebration for that. These are just lease payments, rentals.
These are just rentals. This is what you need to get by.
So access to money that doesn't belong to you is so much right now.
It's
so easy. I remember I was telling you, I went to TD, I opened up, I did some business with them, so another personal account or something like that. And then what was happening is I asked them, because I'm very curious, if you see I ask you about POTL, abbreviation, I want to know. So I can archive in my mind. So I asked the guy, I said, so what's your, how you guys busy? Yeah, we're busy. What's people coming in for? Is it like mortgages, remortgages, line of credits, credit cards? It goes, a lot of refinancing right now. Oh, that's great. What are they doing? Investment properties? Are they doing, buying second properties, something like, or like cottage? And no, they're just, aligning debt and consolidating debt. So, it goes to tell you, right, what's happening. So people are getting to a point where there's still equity in the houses where they can refinance, clean the debt, and then have a clean slate and feel good again, right? So,
but that's a vicious cycle, right?
Of course it is.
So right now, you right size yourself, and now what? Like you're going to continue behavior because you got saved by the equity in your property?
It's just a vicious cycle. The problem is in probably around the world anyway. There's no money management courses. Let's say
that's a big thing that's missing
in the school system.
Yes.
I think at a young age you need to be money management system. Hey, this is what you make. This is what you should put away in savings. This is for retirement. Like just have a small. It doesn't have to be a basic program that just teaches you to respect the money.
I think that it should be an ongoing thing in schools. Yeah. Kindergarten should learn this. Grade 1 should learn. It should be in every age. You know what I mean? Especially when you start to get into like high school and stuff like that. Like personal budgeting, personal finance should be a massive course. Well, I just don't understand. I don't have kids, right? But it's very scary to think that we have an educational system, but you're not teaching people on actually how to live or like how to live the best life that they can. No. So you learn about math and science and everything else like that, but where do you learn about practical knowledge?
Nowhere. Yeah.
Practical knowledge of
by making mistakes.
Yeah. Then that's not a very smart way.
No, not at all.
So again, like I know we sometimes talk about conspiracies and stuff like that. So is this something else that the government is failing to implement in the school systems?
For sure.
But why? Like, but because the world runs on debt.
You need a rat race. You need people to get up in the morning, go to work, come home.
Because you need people to work for you.
Exactly, and they need to keep generating money. That's what it is. If you make too much money and you have savings, you're like, well, I can just work part-time now. They don't need you. Yeah. You're not contributing. You need someone to generate debt and to pay them a monthly fee on it.
Yeah.
So now we got mortgages, right? You got mortgages. You got lease payments. You got lines of credits. You got credit cards. You got student loans, which is a huge thing because before all the rest of this shit, they give you a student loan plus a credit card. With no money management skill.
Yeah.
So what did you? So now and it's no one's fault. Like a kid in university or college, whatever it is, they give them a credit card. It's like $2,000 limit or whatever. You're gonna run it up.
Sure.
Oh, I can get this. I'll pay it at the end of the month. I can get this. Until you get the truck, you're like, holy shit, I'm into this thing for $2,000.
Yeah.
I work, a part-time 15 hours a week. I can't, you know what I mean? So what do? They use a student loan. And they bring it to the credit card that pays. So what are they teaching them already? Use one loan to pay the other loan. Because there's less interest.
And you know what? We talk about this. And this is not to like belittle or downplay anybody. Like things like this happen to me. Do you know what I mean? Like,
of course.
I operate a business. I have a general account. And I just transfer money to myself when I need it and when I want to buy or whatever else like that. Over the last 6 weeks, I put myself on payroll. I've basically decided that I need X amount. I go bi-weekly online and I approve my payroll. It's the same amount. And I get paid on Fridays. So now, for me, I'm actually adjusting to a lifestyle of being on payroll now.
I've been telling you for 3 years.
I know. Hey, man, I'm 3 years behind you all the time. Every time I think about something I've done, I was like, oh, goddamn, that guy Steve told me so long ago doing this shit.
You have to.
Yeah,
because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because then you have like
the abundance of spending power, right?
Yeah, or you think you're richer than you are.
That's why I always pay your tax ahead of time.
Isn't that a slogan that one of the banks have? You're richer than
Is that RBC?
Yeah,
that's RBC.
RBC,
that little monopoly event.
Something like that. You're richer than you are.
Richer than you think.
Yeah. But that's not true.
No, because you're just stripping your home equity out to buy the boat.
Yeah, it should be you're poorer than you think.
Yeah. Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
No, it's true. It's so true. It's one of those things. And how do you teach your kids this? I got one of my rental properties checks came in, so I just deposited on last Friday or this Friday, whatever it was. But I'm giving my kids this, this is just for them. Like I'm making money for the right reasons, right? So I gave my daughter the check, so it's a substantial, it's the largest deposit I ever did in my life. Imagine that. My daughter, I gave her the check, and I gave my little guy the bank card. I go, okay, now we're gonna go to TD and make a deposit, right? So, and that's just to kind of give him that encouragement. I want him to understand that even the rental properties. We went up north to Gravenhurst, wherever it was, or Deerhurst. On the way there, I had to service a few listings and stuff up north, and plus my rental property was closing that same day, so I pulled the sign off and everything. But I brought the kids in the house. I said, see, this is what we owned. We provided a service. This was a service provided to someone that couldn't afford a house. They paid us a monthly fee that offset the mortgage, put money in the bank, and now we're going to sell this. So what are you going to do with the money, Daddy? Like, what's it? I go, this is how we're going to Disney, I said. This is what fuels, like, what we want in life, is making, small, I would say, investments, but also sacrifices. Because with the money I invested there, I could have, did other stuff with it too, right? And had fun with it. But we put it into the rental property and was like poor. Like when I bought the property, I remember it was the ice storm, that big ice storm. I brought my wife up north and to look at this property in Allison, and she's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm just looking. I told her I'm looking this for a client, right? Okay, yeah, whatever. So that night there, I'm back and forth on the phone negotiating because we're in bidding war in 2013.
Yeah.
So we get the property, $262 or so. I paid $2,000 over asking. And I was bitching too. I wanted it like a $255. But anyway, so we do the deal, and then so it was like 11 o'clock at night. And I told my wife, I said, okay, go scrounge up $60,000 because we just bought a house, and whatever you got to do, figure it out. I said, savings, whatever there's money. She almost the shit. Like she had a hard, she's very from a conservative background, right? To hear this is like she's thinking like the oblivion, like it's the end of our everything, right?
Everything shut down.
Yeah. So that was the story, right? And then so that was a risk, right? And living that was, we couldn't do anything, right?
Yeah.
You scrounge up $60,000. Probably my second year in real estate.
Wow.
Or
it's huge.
Yeah.
But it's good that you're letting your kids experience that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to influence them, right, into a positive part, because like my daughter's in dance and she's doing that, which is I'm really proud of her, very happy for her, but also give her that business side of it too, right?
Yeah.
Where she can sort of tap into whatever she's doing now and transfer it to business later.
Yeah, but they're getting exposed to this stuff early enough. Like, whereas I don't think a lot of people do get exposed to it. I think a lot of people, anyways, in my experience, they keep it very sheltered from kids. You know what I mean? Like what the financial position is and whatever else like that. But I think that not only in school, like going back to that, but not only in school, but I think it should be a family budgeting kind of thing. Sure. Like there's nothing to hide, you know what I mean? Like if you're in the dumps or whatever else like that, I think that should be shared with the kids. If you're doing really well, I think it should be shared with the kids so they know. Like I have a friend that's really does really well. And his when I say really well, I mean like really, really well.
Really.
Yeah, like and his kids know. Like his kids know every single aspect of every single thing, and he tells them it's not for me, it's for you guys.
Yeah.
But he's not a dumb guy either, right? But so he has everything protected, I'm sure. But like he has them all exposed to everything. Like they know what it is.
100%.
And these kids are, I don't want to say they're young, but they're late teenagers and stuff like that. And it's a lot of cash, man, more than I have. Like it's a lot of cash.
So the only dangerous thing with that is if they think that this is all there, they don't got to do anything to in life in order to do anything. They're like, what do I don't give a shit. I can fail out of school. Am I going to be a millionaire anywhere? So I'm showing the kids money. I'm showing them success. I'm showing them investment. But there's always a lesson to that, and nothing's free. Yeah. I told them, like, you got to get a job, like, you got to find something you're very passionate about. I don't care what, even if you're sweeping floors, I don't care. As long as you just sweep them well, you know what I mean? Sweep them faster than the next guy.
And I think it's obviously a combination, right? Yeah. It's a combination of both things, like having them exposed to it, letting them know what's what, and then at the same time having that discipline, right? They have to have that own discipline to be able to earn their own.
Because my daughter, she said something. I don't know where she comes up with this stuff. Because even though she's aware of some stuff like that, like whatever, like we're doing stuff, but never give her an inclination that we're rich or anything. Because we're not. I'm not rich. We're on track to do something special, but nowhere near rich. We're in my mind anyway. And she goes to school and she says, "Oh, we're rich and this and that." But who told you that? It's not true. Yeah. It's embarrassing. You're going to embarrass yourself. Don't ever say that. Yeah. Even if you are that, you never say that. Yeah. That's like, it's just a complex in your mind where it's not a good way to do it. It's not. You're not being humble, right? No. It's inferior. I don't know. I forgot the terminology to that, but
you and I both know a lot of wealthy people, but. I'm probably dressed today better than most of them dress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's you would never know.
The guy across the street owns. Well, they used to own most of the street here. Then they divided all assets with family, siblings, right? But the building he's currently has now is probably worth about $7-8 million. It's a complex across with some great anchor tenants. Let's call it government anchor tenants. Wow. I saw him with this pickup truck with like 20 bags of mulch and like mulching like planting flowers and doing everything himself. I'm like, that's good.
I like a property that an investor owns, a really well-off guy. I told him like, hey, like, dude, there's like branches. There's like branches over like almost covering another building. We should cut that off. Like we should get someone to cut it off. He's like, you know what?
Skill saw.
Yeah, I have a saw. When do you have time? When do you have time? I have a saw. Let's go cut it down. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, man?"
I saw that.
Like, I'm not gonna.
That's
do
an
that.
accident. Yeah. They don't do that.
No, but this is the mentality, right? This is the mentality. I'm not paying someone $300 to get up there and cut these branches down. I got a saw.
Yeah, we can do it ourselves.
I'm not doing that. I watch you get up there, dude.
You hold the ladder. There's no way. Yeah, that's too much risk.
Yeah.
That's it, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we went in from that into sort of mindset.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would.
But I think that's basically it, man. I think we're basically covered here today.
Yeah.
We did a natural transition into mindset.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anything else to add?
Not much. Save your money.
Save your money.
Don't. Hey, you know what? Did you go through that book? Did you start going through it?
No, I didn't start it yet. I've been slow in reading right now. I've been doing audio and podcasts right now, but I can't concentrate at night. Yeah. Even last night, I was that fisherman show with Deadliest Catch. I don't know. I love that show.
Really?
I love it. I don't know that and the Gold Miner show. Yeah. I know because these guys are just risking everything out there, and it's such hard, grueling work.
I can't get back into TV shows. Like I think I shut it off a little while ago, and I can't do it. Like when I sit at the couch, it makes me like anxious. Like I can't sit there anymore.
But sometimes you need to veg out too, right?
I guess, but right now I just don't feel like it, so I feel anxious. I started another book too. I started it this morning, like an audiobook, because I really don't like reading too much. So so I'm onto these audiobooks. David Goggins, I think it is. So I've just got through the first few chapters of it. This is this guy in the U.S. In the early '80s, his father beats the hell out of him, his brother and his mom and stuff like that. And he's kind of so the audiobook is actually pretty interesting because they broke it up into a couple of different segments. So there's a guy that's reading the book and then they discuss it. So the author and the guy that's reading it, they actually discuss what happened to him in his life, and they have like challenges throughout the way. So I just got into chapter 2 right now. I was listening to it on the way up here, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so what's this guy do? What's he do?
So, I don't know, someone told me about it and I should go through it, but basically, so, like, this kid was, like, really beat up, his father abused the whole family and stuff like that. I got to a point of where the mother and one of the sons ran away, like, one of them came back to his father or whatever. Ultimately, I think he ends up joining the military service and, goes through all these mental stages and ultimately comes out on top, right? So, so I'm actually pretty interested now to hear the rest of the story.
But what's it about? Just a guy's biography?
Yeah.
Is he successful? Is he in the military now?
I'm not sure exactly. All I know about it right now is that he's just gone through a lot of mental battles.
Yeah.
And I think he kind of explains how he went through these mental battles and what he did to overcome them. Basically, I believe from what someone told me is that this guy was so down, like so beat down mentally, physically, in every single possible way.
Yeah.
And if this guy can come back up and control his mind to come back up, like you and I didn't go through shit.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's what it comes down to. Like you and I didn't go through shit.
No, absolutely. Well, look at the guy's childhood.
This guy got beat to a point where he almost went deaf in 1 year. If his mom didn't rush him to emergency, he almost went deaf in 1 year.
Yeah, so we didn't. We took the beats, but
sure.
But not.
One section of this book is that like he knew the position to assume when his dad was going to give him beats or whatever. Go into the dad's room, open the door, shut the thing, like go in naked basically, lie on the bed, and then he wouldn't know when the dad was coming in. It would make him feel anxious because he couldn't see in the position that he was in or whatever.
What did the kid do to get the
nothing, man. Like next to nothing.
Some people are sick,
This guy was one of them. I think he was mentally sick and would just abuse the crap out of his family. Alcoholic, I'm sure. It's just bad. But it's an interesting story to listen to.
And it's the things that happen in our childhood always brings, it's like post-traumatic stress, right? These things that happen and it'll affect your whole life. They always say that it's, what happens is, let's say, you get spanked as a kid or you did something, whatever. It's, you have these basically you're looking through screens, right? So every time you see something, you're going through the screen of like abuse or something like that.
You have these filters in front of you, right? Like you're seeing it all come through with it.
So you're always looking through these screens or these filters, and ultimately your whole life is run like that.
It's true. Something. The last bit I was listening to him say is that he was giving a speech of accepting some award, I think in 2018, so very recently, and he was thanking everybody that he was working with, and he got to his mother, and all he could really think about is. When she was getting these beats or whatever else like that, that's an image that just stuck to him, right? It stuck to him. So he even goes through like maybe 3 or 4 of the beatings that they got and described in detail. And that was only a fraction of what. And then the guy that's reading the book asked him like, why'd you choose these specific ones? And he's just like, he described it as being the most bang for your buck. Like these are the most significant ones that actually left this like mentally scar, in his mind. Yeah.
So now I have kids, which is scary. Me and my wife were not from abusive families. My dad gave me the beats. Let's face it. It could have been abuse. I don't know, but it wasn't. I did shit to get the beatings. But anyway, you got kids now. Like my daughter gets married to a man, right? And then let's say he beats her.
Oh.
And I've already went through this where there was bullying at the school, and my daughter didn't tell me because she was embarrassed.
Yeah.
So now imagine she gets married and the husband's beating her. I'll kill that guy. I will string him on the light post. It'll be like Mussolini in Milan, right, in the piazza. So, like, it's just how do we get that in our kids' instilled mind that they're not going into an abusive relationship where physically or mentally that they're going to be abused, right? Even my son, for that matter. I mean, it can go both ways, right?
I don't know because I don't have kids, but the thing is that I think it starts at home, right? As long as you're not beating your kids, like I get spanking and whatever else like that. I get that. But like as long as like for no reason, like in the book, like this guy was just a drunk and would beat the shit out of him. Like he owned a skating ring, like a roller skating ring at the other side of town or whatever else, and slaved these kids and the mothers were working there while he was like drinking and doing other stuff and whatever else like that. I don't know. I haven't got that far. But it's very interesting. But it starts at home, right?
So what did that guy, the abuser, what did he see in his life to become like that? Like what happened in his life?
I haven't got that far. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But the starting of the book describes like they live in like Paradise Alley. They live in this upscale neighborhood of where the top 1%ers live. They have this, brand new Volvo. They have this Corvette. They have this. They have this Rolls Royce. They have this corner house. Yeah, bud. Yeah, like
he owns a roller ring.
Yeah, and then he has these like custom suits. Yeah. But
what nationality? Irish?
No. They were.
Volvo's got to be somewhere in the Swedes, no?
No, they had all types of vehicles.
Mine get a Corvette, so.
Yeah.
They don't say the background?
No, they're African American. Yeah, they're African American. Yeah, they're African American. But but they lived this completely different life where they would go operate this roller ring and be the dad's slaves and stuff like that.
Wow.
I think the guy, I don't know what the father did, but obviously from the first chapter, but he was an alcoholic, a cheat, and he just abused everybody around him.
Wow.
It's I don't know what happened in his past. I'm sure we'll find out in the book.
I'm curious because usually it's some sort of tailing off.
It has to be, and it goes back to what I was saying. Is like how can you make sure that your daughter in the future would open up to you if this situation kind of occurred. I think it's modeling it at home, right? Like this is not acceptable, and it's not. I don't know necessarily if it has to be explained that it's not acceptable, but as long as those actions are not taking place, this would be something foreign to that person. Do you know what I mean? But out of fear, would they open up or not? That's a different thing.
I'll give you an example. So my daughter, there's nothing like this at my house for sure, right? So getting bullied at school, like not just my daughter, but it was a bunch of kids, right? There was one main bully that was like scaring the shit out of these kids, like death threats and stuff like that.
What?
Yeah. No, it's like some sacrifices, like just. And my daughter's in a private school, right? But ultimately, anyway. But these are kids. Like we don't know what's going on in the kid's mind, right? I can't even blame him. But my daughter wouldn't tell us, and I asked, and so she was like shamed, like it's almost like a shame.
Wow.
And she took it, right? And so what did I do? Like, well, you're a parent. These kids don't come with instruction manuals. They can't turn to page 111 and talk about bullying in grade 2.
How you handle it.
Yeah, this is how you handle it step by step. So what I did is I was perplexed.
So how did it come up? Now I'm just curious. Like, how did it come up?
The teachers brought it up that some stuff was, or some mom chat group within the school saying, "Hey, like this is what's happening. Is this happening to your kid?" And it's sort of like just mushroomed into this whole like.
And it's going viral within that group.
Went viral, right? And but looking into that, what was I going with that shit? Oh, so what are you doing with my daughter now?
Yeah.
I said, why wouldn't you tell me?
Yeah.
And she's still not opening up. You're closer to your mom, let's say, because she's always with you more than I am. Let's face it, right? And she wouldn't tell the mom either, and my wife. And so what I did is I sat her down. I said, okay, just sit down. I said, here's a piece of paper and a pen. I'm gonna have a piece of paper and a pen. We're gonna write right now. What do you think my job is to you as a father? I said, what is my job to you?
Yeah.
Right? What is my obligations? What am I supposed to do for you as a father? And then she wrote something like, love me or whatever. And I wrote down like a declaration of like 10 points. It's like, love, protect, always be on your side, always listen, never be upset at you. So I wrote I forgot what it was, but I wrote like 10 things. I said, so next time when you feel you can tell me something, read this list. And I signed it and I dated it. I said, now, and that's it. So now she has a little desk in her bedroom, and I pinned it on her little thing there on the wall. And now you read that. I said, if there's anything in the future, please, really you have to tell me. Yeah. You have to, because I'm here for you. I said, this is my whole life is for you and your brother, right? So you have to ultimately tell me what's going on, so I can help with the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's scary shit, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary shit.
Well, these things are happening all the time. Man.
Yeah.
and from what you've been telling me, man, parenting doesn't seem like an easy
thing. And my wife's got the forefront of that. God bless her. She's raising 2 amazing kids. I'm in there, but not as she's on a day to day, right?
Yeah.
So, which is good. Yeah.
Cool.
Very good.
All right, man.
You ever sign off?
Yep. So, guys, this was East Meets West with Steve Zalunardo, Hussein Kabani.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, comments, don't like our content, don't tell us. But yeah, hope you guys have a good day.
We went into real estate, we went into
Yeah.
that, and then we went into God knows what.
Yeah,
into the events.
yeah.
It's all good. Awesome. Have a
All right,
great
guys.
day, guys.
Take care.
Ciao.